going on there, guys? We back with another one, and today we got to talk about Steven Jackson going at Gayle King. Now, Gayle King said something in her interview with Dawn Staley that has the black community upset. I will give my thoughts on this completely, but pretty much Gayle King said that we were all rooting for Caitlin Clark, and Dawn Staley in South Carolina broke our hearts. What I will say is not all black people had to root for South Carolina or LSU just to go against Caitlin, but the vast majority did root for South Carolina or LSU, and they were going against Caitlin Clark, man. So that rubbed Steven Jackson the wrong way, man. So we're going to take a listen at all this, and then I'm going to be back. Let's peep it.
So happy for you guys, Coach Staley. So happy. The game was such a good game. It was so close at times, and in the end, you guys pulled it out. But was there ever a point during the game when you were worried? Because I got worried. We were all cheering for Iowa, of course, and Caitlin Clark. But for so many people, you've got their hearts. Was there ever a point where you were worried during the game?
I wasn't ever worried during the game. I know, when we went down 10-0.
So, Gayle King's supposed to be somebody that's big in the journalism space, right? And I don't consider her black media. Y'all give her all these passes because she fuck with she's Oprah friend. I don't give a fuck who friend she is. I don't do nothing for nobody. But you cannot demean Dawn Staley like that. You talking to her about winning the championship, about going undefeated, and you have the nerve to get on there and say, well, we was rooting for Caitlin Clark and you broke everybody's hearts. Who is we? Who is we? All the black people I know was rooting for Dawn Staley. We all fans of Caitlin Clark, but the way you put it, that shit was trash. Yeah, and I'm glad it's a new day in the media space. You know what I'm saying? Because you so intelligent, you don't even say stuff like that to somebody on the interview. You just demeaned her and made it about Caitlin Clark. That's trash. Super trash.
A video thank you. Look at the flowers. I didn't even think they grow these here in South Carolina. Look at the merchandise, okay? If you know, you know. But I'm gonna read this card here, and if you know, you know. To Coach Staley and the entire South Carolina Gamecocks, me and my family watched your games and cheered you on through the entire season. Repeat, me and my family watched your games and cheered you on through the entire season. I'm so proud of you. All my love. Hit it.
Yeah, man. So when I see Gayle King on these interviews, I like her saying that. I think Gayle sometimes says some wild stuff, but I think back to the Kobe thing where after he passed, she was like, he's not innocent and all that stuff she was saying on TV. That bothered me way more than this. So I know people are mad about this, but that one, back to what happened with Kobe, that's really what irritated me with her journalism. So when you got Dawn Staley up there, you got a chance to congratulate her. To say we were all rooting for Caitlin Clark, I think even if she was rooting for Caitlin Clark personally, I wouldn't have no issue with her personally doing it. What I would say is her as a journalist and her journalistic integrity, she should have said many people were rooting for Caitlin Clark and many people were rooting for LSU and South Carolina. But to frame it as if everybody was rooting against South Carolina, that's not how it was. People of color around the U.S., a lot of people was. Now, obviously, you got Iowa, and they had, the Black Power forward, that lady that played really well in the Final Four for them, Stokey. So her family would be rooting for her, obviously, and the people that know her. So, yeah, not all black people are going to root for South Carolina LSU just because of skin color or whatever, or just how Angel Reese is, or opposed to how Caitlin Clark and the Iowa team is. People were showing like their pregame celebration and how different it was. And so obviously, you have people of color rooting for the LSU South Carolina style, whereas with eye where you would have, that dynamic always comes into play, when that dynamic exists, right? So I'm not even faulting nobody for taking sides. I'm just saying, when it comes to Gayle King, she's got to do better with some of that journalist stuff. And like Stephen Jackson said, she does get a lot of passes being Oprah's friend, man. She can't be that wild thing she said about Kobe. Should have had a lot more coming back her way. She shouldn't have been able to just get away with that and just show up on TV, the next day and not apologize and just kind of go on like she ain't said nothing, because they didn't do that to Epstein and all them people they were close to. They don't ever talk about them people. She got up there and had R. Kelly, which rightfully so, had him on TV, and that famous clip that came out about him hog tying people and all that stuff. You can have him on there, but just make sure you do Epstein, Weinstein, all these people. Make sure you get them up there too if you're going to do that, right? So I think that's people's issue with her. And so it's not even about this particular event as much as it's about her history and the mystery in her history and what she said today. This is just icing on top of the cake of a lot of things she's already done, in the journalistic space. In my opinion, man, that's what I got, though. I want to know what you guys think about this. Are we at a point that we expect anything different from Gayle King at this point? Because this here didn't bother me as bad, but I could understand why it triggered people based off of some things she said in the past. Like I said, the Kobe thing was the thing that sent me over the top. So I've been off her as a journalist, since that point. There's probably some other stuff that's being said, but the Kobe one sticks out to me, what she said about him after his passing. This is just par for the course. I would expect nothing else from her at this point. So this is just regular her, in my opinion. But I want to know what y'all think. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time. Peace.
Skip tweeted something, and although I disagree with the tweet, and hopefully Skip would take it down.
I'm not going to take it down.
Skip. 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 Skip.